Hello, this video is for, what is this for? Okay, daily problem for October 27th. I'm recording this for my math 161 students. We went over section 1.6 and 1.7 today. We're almost done with 1.7. It looks like 3 people submitted this already, but I wanted to go over this. I did assign number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And right after class, I had a student asking for, give me 1 second, let me go in. Create a new note. I had a student who was asking questions about, I can't remember which one it was. Maybe it was 1.7. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go ahead and record a 1.7. Go over 1.7. And if you need other ones, I will also come back and record it and send it to you. 1.6 is the transformation, but 1.7 problem, I think this was what Camille was talking about. So daily problem 1.7, we are evaluating the piecewise function. So I'm giving you a complicated piecewise function right now. So I want to talk about the domain of each pieces here. So first one, you use the top one. We'll use this. Use 2x minus 1 when x is less than negative 2. So when you are reading a piecewise function, when you're looking at a piecewise function, we want to look at these domains first, because we got 3 pieces going on, and depending on what kind of number we are given, what x value we are given, we have to decide whether we're going to plug it into the top one, middle one, or the bottom piece. So the middle one is a little bit confusing, but all right, let me do my best to explain this one. So, well, maybe I can draw a number line. Let's say there is 2 right here, and there is negative 2 right here. So what we are saying is any number in between negative 2, including negative 2, you see the ball, the symbol is less than, or well, I should say x's point of view, x is greater than or equal to negative 2. So any number that is greater than or equal to negative 2, but less than 2. Okay, so if a number is in between negative 2 and 2, including negative 2, then we're going to use this middle piece right here. Okay, now last one is pretty easy. It's always a middle piece that has a compound inequality that you have to be careful about. But then the bottom one right here, what we got is we use square root of x plus 3 minus 5 when x is greater than or equal to 2. I'm writing it down, but I know that you know how to read these inequalities, but based on what kind of number we get, like what x value are we trying to evaluate, then we're going to have to decide whether we're going to go with the yellow highlighted one, you know, or I'm sorry, I love colors, the middle one that has absolute value, or the last one that involves square root. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one. So what we are trying to find is f of 6. Okay, f of 6. We'll find that, and then we will go ahead and add 2 times f of negative 1. So we have to find f of 6 and f of negative 1. So let me start with f of 6. Now look at 6. It's 6 smaller than negative 2? No. It's 6 in between negative 2 and positive 2? No, it's not. 6 is definitely greater than 2, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use this bottom piece right here, this yellow, not yellow, blue highlighted one. So let me plug in 6 into square root of x plus 3 minus 5. So if I plug in 6 in here, that will be 6 plus 3 minus 5, right? Sorry, 6 plus 3 is under the radical, under the square root. So that will be square root of 9 minus 5, which is 3 minus 5. And the final the value is negative 2. So we got that f of negative 6, what we just found, this guy right here, just came out to be negative 2. So I'll write that down. So what we're going to do is we're going to do negative 2 plus 2 times. Now I need to go and find f of negative 1. So let me find that, f of negative 1. Now let's see where negative 1 goes into. Is negative 1 smaller than negative 2? No, it's not, right? Because negative, there's 0, here's negative 1, here's negative 2. What we are doing is, if you want to use the top piece, the yellow highlighted piece, then we have to get an x value that is to the left of negative 2, but negative 1 is bigger than negative 2, so we're not going to plug it in there. Okay, not that one. But if you look at the middle piece right here, remember, we're going to use the middle, this absolute value function, whenever a number is in between negative 2 and 2. So if there is 0 here, here's 0, here's 1, here is negative 1. I know my scale's a little bit messed up, but you can see how negative 1 is in between negative 2 and 2. Therefore, I'm going to plug in negative 1 into that absolute value function. So it's going to be negative 1 stuck in there. So let me write it down. Negative 2 times absolute value of negative 1 plus 3. Close the absolute value plus 3. So that will be negative 2 times absolute value of positive 2 plus 3. And absolute value of positive 2 is just 2. Absolute value of positive 2 is just 2. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply negative 4 plus 3, which comes out to be negative 1. So I just evaluated f of negative 1 is negative 1. Okay, so f of negative 1 is what I just found. Look, this is what I just found. And that is what I'm going to plug it in right here. Plug in right here. So here we go. I plug that in right there. So we're ready to find the final answer. The final answer is whatever this is. So let's find that answer. Let me go ahead and write this down here, okay? So I'll keep negative 2. But if I multiply positive 2 times negative 1, I will get minus 2. Therefore, the final answer is going to be negative 4. I'm sorry, my work is kind of everywhere. But hopefully you are following along instead of just looking at this very last page because it looks like a mess here. But the final answer is negative 4. The key is paying attention to which piece you're going to plug in your input, evaluate it, and put them together. Put them together and give the final answer. I can create a similar problem like this and put it in your practice test for you so that when I give you one on your exam 1, you know exactly what you're doing. I think you're gonna get a couple problems like this on your Alex homework too. So definitely try that too if this is the type of problem that you're struggling with, okay? Now, I think that's all I'm gonna do in this video. If you feel like you need me to show you number 1 and 2 or number 4, feel free to write me an email. You know my email, right? You guys don't email me enough. I'm waiting. Okay, so mvcc.edu. So that's my email address. I'll wait for your email if you have any other questions. Otherwise, I look forward to grading your daily problem today, and I will see you guys on Thursday, okay? Bye-bye.